In this first section, you're going to learn how to format report sections. We'll begin by taking a look at how you can change the size of a section, both manually and automatically. You'll also learn how to insert and delete lines to and from a section. And finally, we'll learn how to use a very powerful tool called the Section Expert. I'm going to begin by creating a new report using an expert. So I'm going to click New. I'm going to create a standard report using an expert, so I select Standard. I now need to select the data file that's going to underlie my report. I'm going to click Data File, and I'm going to select the Extreme database that ships with Crystal Report 7. So I select Add, and I'm going to base this report on the customer table. So I'm going to select Customer. Clicking OK. I'm done adding tables and databases to this report, so I'm going to click Done. Now I'm ready to go over and designate the fields that I want to include in the report. So I'm going to click the Fields tab. From the Fields tab, I'm going to add the customer name. I'm going to add the contact first name, the contact last name, the contact position, and the last year's sales. So those are the fields that are going to be included within my report. I'm not going to do anything else right now, so I'm just going to click Preview Report so that we can view what we've done. And notice that we have a report that shows us the customer name, contact first name and last name, the position, and the last year's sales. Well, now that I've done that, I'm going to add a grouping to my report. Now, to insert a grouping, I can use the Insert menu, or I can right-click to add a toolbar to our work environment. This is a toolbar that we're going to be working with for a lot of the things that we're going to be doing in this course. So I'm going to add the Supplementary Tools toolbar. From the Supplementary Tools toolbar, I can select this tool right here, which allows me to insert a grouping. So I'm going to insert a group. The group that I'm going to insert is going to be based on my city. Right here, I can see all the fields that are already on the report, and down below it, I can see other fields in the table underlying the report. So I'm going to insert a grouping based on city, and I'm going to repeat the group header on every page. So clicking OK, I now have a heading for the city. And notice that you can see I've got each city, and then any customers within that particular city. But notice that the city is bumped up right against the data that's within that city. What if I wanted to size this section so that it's larger, so that there was more space in between the name of the city and the customers within that particular city? Well, I like to do this within the Design tab. So I'm going to click to go back to the Design tab, and notice that we have the different sections of our report. If I want to increase the size of the group header 1, I place my mouse pointer anywhere on the line that separates the group header 1 from the section down below it. Notice that I get a double-headed mouse pointer with some lines through it. I can then click and drag to make the section bigger. Once I've done that, I can then move this control so that it's right within the middle of it. And then I can preview my report to see the effect of my change. Notice that now we have the name of the city, and underneath the name of the city we have the customers within that city, but you can see that we have some space that separates the name of the city from the customers within that city. Going back to Design, I can very easily change the size of any section. Remember that all I need to do is place my mouse pointer on the line that separates that section from the next one, and click and drag downward to make that section bigger, or upward to make that section smaller. You can also change the size of a section automatically based upon what's within that section. So for example, I'm going to make the detail section wider for right now. So I'm going to click and drag to make it wider or higher, however you want to look at it. In fact, let's go even larger than that. I'm now going to take the contact last name and move it to right over here. Now what I want to do is do what's called fit the section based on what's within it. To do that, if I go over to the left-hand side to the margin where it says Details, if I right-click, notice that one of the options is Fit Section. Now watch what happens when I select Fit Section. Now looking at the contact last name a little bit over to the right, notice that right now there's a lot of white space down below it. But when I select Fit Section, notice that it pops up so that it goes to the size of the objects within it. I'm going to size this again, move the contact name down, and fit the section again. So notice that it looks at exactly what's within it and fits appropriately to that. Let's move the contact last name back to where it was originally and fit the section one more time. Right-click, Fit Section, and notice it collapses down to that one line of data. So this is a really cool feature that allows you to change the size of a section automatically. You can also very easily insert one line at a time into a section or remove one line at a time from a section. Let's take a look. If I want to insert a line, for example, into the Details section, I right-click the Details section and I select Insert Line. And notice that one line was inserted into that section. I can continue doing that, inserting one line at a time into the section. We're getting one line at a time. I can also delete lines from the section. I can delete the last line, it deletes the very last line, and I can continue to delete lines one line at a time. So that's another way that I can change the size of a section, inserting or deleting exactly one line. We're going to spend the last portion of this section covering the Section Expert, and you're going to see that the Section Expert does quite a bit. The Section Expert is a tool that enables you to control how a section looks and behaves. To invoke the Section Expert, you can actually right-click any section